Alrighty, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I am doing my weekly, real-time update that I've been posting here the past few Mondays. Just kind of as a roundup as to everything that I've done over the past week, because I know a lot of people are interested. I've seen that these videos have been fetching quite a few views, just to kind of see the progress of what I'm doing. It's always nice to see the progress of what other folks are doing. On YouTube as well, that are on other respective channels that do similar deals with mower repair and whatnot. I guess I want to first off start by saying that Sunday, which was yesterday, I posted a video, it's the one right before it, of getting this Karcher pressure washer going. As y'all know, a lot of us on YouTube who film videos film them in advance and schedule them out. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to show you kind of in what I have in this video, you won't see on the channel probably until late April and early May. And I will say that this is probably the biggest week of selling that I will have for the year. It's crazy. I'll let you know the numbers here in just a second. But the Karcher pressure washer, I asked what in the world them apostrophe marks on the side of the A there meant. And thanks to a couple gentlemen, Simon Welch and Mike H., they told me it was like a German accent mark on it. So Karcher, German, you learn something new every day. But now looking at the word, it makes sense that it is a German word. So if you're looking here, you notice there's a few missing from last week. Most notably, and we'll get to that in just a second. I wanted to give a couple of folks just kind of a recommendation. If you watch my channel, you probably watch a couple of these guys already. Bruce Pender, he's I guess one of the pioneers of making YouTube videos about lawnmowers. Glad to see that you are back safely in Canada, Bruce, and hopefully you enjoyed your time in Mexico. This whole virus deal is kind of getting a little crazy even here down in the States, and I know up in Canada it's probably of similar nature. I know here the governor, I live in North Carolina, the governor closed all the places that like have close contact, like barbershops, nail salons, and stuff like that. Bowling alleys, skating rinks, entertainment venues of that nature. So most of the entertainment venues shut down. I feel bad for the business folks, small business folks around here, especially the restaurants and those other businesses that are getting affected. I know it's got to be hard on them. Thankfully, I work in an industry that is classified as an essential need, and from what I've seen, I think a lot of folks are still being able to successfully sell lawnmowers and small engine equipment. Because I think it's an essential need as well, because it's part of maintenance and upkeep of property. Just kind of falls under the line of like plumbers, electricians, and stuff like that. Anything involving, lawn and garden, I would think. And I know that a couple other guys, Jason from Pate's Performance, you'll see my Honda Element in the garage in just a second. He's also got a Honda Element. He's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, he's got some good content. And for us YouTube folks, once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you can actually monetize the channel, which means that we get money from ad revenue and stuff like that. And it helps us, but it also gives us an incentive to make more good quality videos, and just gives us that much more drive and motivation to continue pulling out content for y'all. So for me, you'll see a new video every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. You'll see that from me, and I'll probably continue to do these weekly updates as long as I'm still selling quite a bit. And then another guy, he's kind of come on the scene here recently. He's John, Turning Wrenches 85. He is over in Tennessee. He's really cranking out some good content as of late. He's only got about 120 subscribers, so I know that some of y'all on here, if you enjoy stuff like this, if you enjoy people like Henry from Mowers and Blowers, Bruce Pender and all those guys, you'll enjoy John from Turning Wrenches. He's really turning wrenches, so to speak, here as of late. He's had a couple of good push mowers and getting some riding mowers going. So I just wanted to give those guys a shout out. Those are all great. They're all great folks. And I think that's about all I had housekeeping wise. Let's get into the sales this week. As you can see, I still have quite a few of these. I've only sold one Hyper Tough so far, and I sold it to a coworker. I've got them listed for $90 on Marketplace. I had good luck selling them for $90 last year, and these are usually late sellers. They'll usually sell last of the bunch because of how it is. People buy all my nice stuff first, and then they see that I don't have any nice stuff, and so they end up a lot of times settling for these Hyper Toughs. Or also later in the season, somebody's just looking for a cheap mower to cut the grass with too. So that's why they, they wait a little bit of time. I forget about this one up here. This is the Sunjo, excuse me, Sunjo real push mower. I need to get that thing out and get it listed and gone. The battery powered up one is still here. I've had a couple hits on it. I got it listed for $280. I might drop it to $250 just to see what I can get out of it. The Manus tiller is actually belongs to my dad. We did a little bit of tilling in the garden here this week. But let me give you all the sales numbers, and I'll give you all some stories associated with some of these sales numbers as well, because I've got quite a few stories this week, and we'll try and keep this under 20 minutes so I don't have to edit it. No change really out here. I had this Craftsman trade when I was with y'all last week. I have not been able to touch these yet. I have just been slammed. I've made a couple of deliveries, and I want to touch on the point of deliveries, at least kind of my policy. Push mowers, I don't even worry about delivering them. They can fit in almost any car. There are a couple of exceptions. If I've got trade deals lined up for them, or if they're close, and if they're close by, or they have some sort of limiting factor. But I don't roll the truck unless I get full price. If there's some sort of limiting factor. So here's a couple of trades here. The garage looks actually mighty different. So let's get going here. I've got like the whole sales like crazy right here on the sheet of paper. It was so busy I had to list a sheet of paper. So we'll get to these trades in just a second. These are different mowers, and I'll tell you the stories behind them. We'll go to the big wheel push mower in the back here. This is the only one I have left. It doesn't have a side discharge. It's just a mulcher. I sold, since I talked to y'all last week, I sold 4 of these, which is just mind-boggling. And then the standard wheel counterparts, I sold 4 of them as well. So I sold every one of those I have, and I sold all but one of these. So apart from this mower right here, the electric one, and the Sunjo real push mower, all the rest I have are Hyper Toughs. So they cleaned me out this weekend on push mowers. It is nice to have these sitting and ready to go, though, these Walmart customer returns, because as I'm working on the others, especially push mower wise, people can come. I can still sell stuff, and people aren't waiting. You got a push mower ready, you got a push mower ready. I'm kind of at the basis of getting, people asking me, you got a riding mower ready, you got a riding mower ready? I'm like, not yet. I'm having a little bit of trouble. And I apologize. My garage is in massive disarray right now. Just for various reasons, I'll give you all updates on that. We'll continue with the sales here. Let me tell you the numbers. I had it just a second ago. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 push mowers, 3 riding mowers, and a weed eater this week, in 1 week. It's just crazy. Hopefully you guys are doing, who are selling, are having good fortunes too. It's really getting in the thick of things right here in North Carolina this week. So, in addition to the 4 big wheels and the 4 standard wheels, if you remember the big wheel that I swapped the Troy-Bilt TB200 engine on that had the rotted deck, that mower sold, The Cub Cadet, I believe I had it at this time last week. The one with the caster wheels, ended up selling that as well. I got $150 for it. It wasn't in the best cosmetic shape. I felt like somebody got a good deal on that. I got a Troy-Bilt in also, the one that I told you I was going to take the self-propel off. I sold that this week. And I also finally sold that Briggs that Murray 3.5 horsepower Classic. So I don't like selling the cheap items like the $50, $60 push mowers, because you get a ton of hits on Marketplace. It's like, is this available? Is this available? And I respond to every one of them, yes. Here are the times I'm available to come pick up. And then you get another generic response. Where are you located? It says on the listing where I'm located at. And you also get a lot of ghosts, people who Facebook ghost you. I had a couple of those, especially with that Troy-Bilt and that 3.5 horse Classic that I listed for $50 and $60 respectively. So that's about all in terms of the push mowers. I will give one story. So one of the standard wheel push mowers, I had a guy ask, and I told him, I'm here the rest of the day. Here's my address. Well, he didn't get back to me for a couple of days, and I had a trade deal worked out, and I had the lawnmower. I had the truck turned around, but I had the lawnmower sitting at the tailgate of the truck, and the guy actually said, how far are you from a certain place? And before I could even, and I responded, I'm like, I've got a trade deal in the works on this mower. And so I don't have any more after that. But he actually was in my driveway basically at that point. And so when he rolled up, I'm like, I've already got a trade deal in the works. Here's what I can do. I've got a big wheel one that's basically just like this, except it's got big wheels on the back. I got it listed for $125. If you want it, I'll let you have it for $120 since you're here. So he took he gave me $120, took the big wheel one. I took the standard wheel push mower and got these two Bolins, just basic push mowers. This one's like a 2016 or 17, just a little 20-inch, and this is a 2008. It's a 22-inch, but the non-adjustable wheels and whatnot on them, just basic push mowers. So I listed them for $110, the standard wheel ones. He lived about 15 minutes up the road, so I went to him. He gave me $80 plus these two push mowers, so I think I got a good deal on that. The elephant in the room, obviously, are these two tractors that you haven't seen. Or actually, I think y'all have seen the MTD. Y'all have not seen the John Deere. So here's the story behind the John Deere. Before I get to that, let me tell you, I also sold the opposed twin Craftsman engine, the opposed twin engine Craftsman riding mower, the one that looked a little on the rough side with the tore up seat and whatnot. I ended up selling that to a coworker for $425. And the V-twin, the one that had the broken shift link on it, I fixed the shift link. I was able to fix the shifter. Before I even listed it, there was a guy that was actually inquiring about the LT1750 that I had at the time, the limited edition one, the beige one that had the electric PTO on it. I said, I've got this one. He's like, what, you have any others? I said, yeah, I'm just finishing up a V-twin Craftsman. He lived 3 minutes up the road. He actually bought a standard wheel Murray push mower and the Craftsman from me. I sold them both to him for $480 and got that MTD. I think I might have covered that last week. I'm not sure if I did. I might have done that deal on Thursday. I checked the dates before, but if y'all saw that one, I'm just repeating myself. So basically, I knocked $10 off. So I'm saying I sold the standard wheel Murray for $100. He gave me $380 cash plus that MTD 12.5 horse over there. What I have been doing to that is I'm having a chronic fuel leak issue on it, so I sealed up the bowl with RTV sealant, and that worked fine, but now it's flooding out the carb. So new carb for that's $20. I just want to fix it once and for all. This mower's not pretty. It might fetch $300. I'm gonna put an air filter on it too, but most likely it'll be $250. Real quickly, the weed eater, I put another motor on it because the governor went out on the 16.5 over there. And so I put this 14.5 on it. I haven't quite got it to run right yet. I think it's got a little too much residue, and I think it's messing with the valves a little bit. I did adjust the valves. It'll run on choke. When I pull it back to throttle, it backfires out the intake there. So I got that going on with this one, and this one's about to drive me up a wall. Between this one leaking fuel and this one having issues, they're about to drive me up a wall. So I'm looking for a break so I can get at least a couple of these going. The John Deere, I think I can get going. So this one, I got $500 plus this John Deere 125 automatic for the LT 1750 limited edition. I was told that all it needs is a battery, and it needed some front wheels on it. The bearings were shot in the front wheels. So I've already put new front wheels on it. I charged the battery up, and I'm about to put it in, and I'll be filming portions of that video. Y'all won't see this 125 until May, as long as I can get it fixed. It's in rough shape. I had a guy come, the same guy that came and bought that big wheel push mower that I kind of upsold him because I had already sold that other one, was getting that trade deal. He said, let me know when you get a rider ready. So whenever one of these two get ready, I'm going to text him. He'll probably come by and buy it. That's another sale. But as for that LT 1750, if you watch my Instagram channel, or if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook and watch my YouTube channel, I got those mixed up. Y'all saw that I had a little bit of trouble after I sold it. So I'd already sold it. The deal was done. And this was an issue that I knew that I had been having with it, that I had thought that I had fixed, but I had not. So if you looked on my Instagram, what had happened was he would turn the key and it would do nothing. And so I'm like, okay, there's probably a safety switch issue with it. Long story short, I think the and meter was out on it. And the and meter, I think, provides continuity to the switch. So the switch was not getting battery power from the battery. It was showing no volts when it needed to show 12 on the battery terminal. So what I did is I bypassed all of the hot wires and whatnot that went through that and meter and switch, and basically wired the hot wire directly from the battery to the switch. And then I went from the switch, and that allowed power to the switch, and I was able to crank it. So I just, rerouted the hot wire of the battery, and that thing's cranking, running great. Deemed it sold. Told him if he had any more issues with it to let me know. So I've got this now, and I got $500 for it. So it's been a crazy week, y'all, and I just wanted to give you an update, give a couple of mentions, give a couple of housekeeping, and just do a little monologue. So if y'all want to see content like me fixing a John Deere 125, fixing Boland's push mowers, just general sales updates, fixing the ride mowers and whatnot. And real quickly, like I said, I'm going to keep this under 20 minutes so that I don't have to edit it and can upload it straight to YouTube. Haven't really done anything with anything out here yet. I want to work on the Craftsman there on the far end that needs the hydro pulley, because I know that one runs. That one with the hydro pulley is probably next. This one right here is probably next. I have to switch the steering box and whatnot out on it. And then I'll probably tackle what's on the trailer, as the other two are parts mowers. After I get the 3 that I have in the garage done, I would love to get these 3 done before the end of the week so that I could sell them, because at the rate that I'm going, I'll sell every single one of these things. Hopefully everything's going well for y'all. I hope this didn't feel like a bragging session. I just like to collaborate and tell y'all kind of what's going on, because it seems like y'all are very interested in that stuff, and hope everybody else is doing well out there. Stay safe with the virus and everything, and just use common sense. I'll catch you next time on Ellis Mowers. Coming up real quickly this week, I've got the Cub Cadets dropping tomorrow. The caster wheel Cub Cadets, about an hour long, and then the Troy built